So I get questions asked a lot. Hyosang, how do you have such a good skin? And I oftentimes say, oh, it's just a filter. But actually, I want to tell you guys today how to maintain good skin as well as other cosmetic surgeries that you might want to know, especially because I came from Korea and you guys know Korean skincare, Korean makeup is on the next level. So let me share you just a little bit of a tip that you might not know. Also, most of you guys who are listening are girls, but even if there's any guys listening, I want you to pay attention as well because I think skincare is something that should be done by all gender. Obviously, starting with the first thing first, what do you think is the most important thing for your skin? Out of every single product that you use, what is the most important part? I would say skin is all about two. One is moisturizing, two is sunlight blocking. So, did you know that 80% of aging comes from sun? You guys know how Korean people avoid the sun like they're Draculas? Like, I'm gonna get burned by the sun. And we put on crazy looking mask and all that. Well, here's the thing. You might think we just hate sun, but it's because it's scientifically proven, guys. I've seen some people online talk about how sunscreen is gonna ruin your skin and it's gonna cause cancer. You know what causes cancer? Sun! I'm not saying some level of sunlight is bad. You need sunlight in order for you to make vitamin D's. It's all good. But you have to know, guys, the sunlight is dangerous. It's actually dangerous. So if you get exposed, every second that you get exposed to sunlight is the reason why your skin age. Obviously, you know how today's topic is skincare and all of these are external looks. And this is totally different from your internal health. So there's people who have bad skin but are healthy inside, and there's people who have good skin but unhealthy inside. So I'm not necessarily saying getting sun is bad for your health overall, but at least for your skin is very bad. Can we all agree on this? So what do we have to do? We have to block and avoid these sunlights. And the best way to do so is obviously using sunscreen. So sunscreen is the number one. In my opinion, this is just my personal tip. You guys don't have to do this because you guys think I'm a crazy person for doing this. You know, what do you think blocks better? Sunscreen cream that are transparent versus a physical covering. What could sunlight go through more easier? I'm saying usually physical covered by cloth does better protection than any sunscreen. So if you could, then I would recommend you to use one of those sun umbrella or mask or just avoid, or even a hat. But the reason why hat doesn't always work, you know the reason why hat doesn't work? Is because the sunlight bounces from all places. It bounces from your feet, it bounces on the floor, and it goes back up. So if you just wear a hat, and you might be blocking the sunlight from above, but there's sunlight coming from under. I don't know how many people are going to take me seriously, but I personally wear this crazy mask that covers, actually I should show it right. If I show you this before I continue the talk, then you would be able to know how serious I'm about this. When I go grocery shopping or when I go outside, I always wear this mask. Basically, it covers all sunlight that could possibly come to your skin. Guys, what do you think protects better? Sunscreen or mask? You need to get these masks, guys. These are very helpful. And obviously the eye part is exposed, so I usually wear a sunglass. Anyway, continuing. Okay, you guys are freaking out, but believe me, wait 10 years and I'm gonna keep my baby skin. Wow, you guys. Obviously, there's a side effect where you look a little bit suspicious, but most of you guys are girlies. No one's gonna be suspicious of a girly. So, just be a queen and wear the mask. And you could take it off when you go inside. You just have to wear it while you're on the outside getting sun. Well, when I hang out with people, normally I do put on sunscreen because I don't want to go through this whole explanation. But when I'm by myself, I wear that mask. So going to the second one, what is the most important thing in skincare? Is moisturizing. Moisturizing sounds like you have to put water, but the key is not in the water, it's more in the oil. So your skin, your face is constantly covered by oil. But you have to understand that oil is not a good thing or a bad thing. Your pores and your skin constantly emit oil. Because why? So you don't lose moisture. Your skin has moisture and you have a layer of oil on top of it so that your moisture doesn't leave your skin. But then if you don't wash your face, the oil stays there for too long and that's why you need to wash your skin, correct? So far, this makes sense. But if you wash your skin and you remove the oil layer, now your bare skin is exposed to the air. Then it's gonna lose moisture every second. You guys know that sensation when you step out of the shower and you could feel your skin drying in real time? You could feel that your face is getting hard to move because it's drying. Well, do you know what happens when you don't put on moisturizer at that point? Do you know what happens? Your face is gonna be on this emergency mode. Emergency, emergency, we're running out of oil. Then they're gonna try to massively produce oil to protect your skin. But then when you try to produce this massive amount of oil all of a sudden and you have this oil explosion, guess what you get? That's how you get acne. So people oftentimes think if I put oil, then I'm gonna block and I'm gonna get acne. But sometimes not having that oil makes your body think, oh my gosh, we need to put oil out. And that's why you break out. Obviously, too much oil is bad as well. That's why you need to find the right moisturizer for you. If you search around Korean skincare or American skincare, usually a good place to experiment this, in my opinion, is TJ Maxx. Maybe I'm getting down too specific. Don't even go to one of those expensive stores. Just go to one of those cheap ones and just try as many different products as possible. I have products I use, but I don't want to enforce that onto you guys because everyone has different skin type. You know how there is the dry type, there's the oily type, and there's the combined type. Most people are the combined type. Also, another important tip is depending on the season, you need to use different moisturizer. Some people don't know this. Where do you guys live? I live in Boston. Well, Boston during wintertime gets really dry and cold. During summertime, gets quite hot. And in that drastic weather change, think about it guys. Your body is same, but the season and the air is different. And if you still use the same skincare, you're not going to be able to fit that ideal equilibrium of your oil. So I'll show you. These are the two types of main moisturizer that I use. This one is Inteca Soothing Cream. This one, imagine this as a thicker one. I use this around winter time up until summer. And now this one is Aqua Gel. I don't know if you guys can see the name as well. This is S Nature Aqua Oasis Gel. This and this one's very thick. This one is very, very light. I use this in the summer. I use this in the winter. If I use this in the summer, I break out. Because why? Because there's too much oil. If I use this in the winter, what happens? My skin gets too dry. I get acne. So that's why you need to use based on the weather. I could show you right now. Let me demonstrate for you guys. So generally, the thicker type tends to also be less transparent. You see how this one is white? You could already feel the texture is a little bit sticky, right? In comparison, the S Nature one is the more watery one. You see how, can you even see it? This is very watery. So I use the above one for winter and below one for summer. Can you show them closer to camera so I can screenshot? Sure. S Nature Aqua Oasis Gel. I think you could get both of this on Amazon. They're both Korean products, but you do have to pay a little bit more than if you were to buy these in Korea. But that's okay because it's barely a few more dollars. I don't think you buy one of these every day or something, so it's fine. It's not a big issue. I think they're generally $20-something. $20-something is worth investment. You see how the translucent one, if I rub in, you could sort of see that it's thicker, but the other one, it feels more like a water gel. Anyway, going deeper. This is very basic level. This is simply moisturizer. You guys use toners? Do you guys use serums? Toner, serum, moisturizer. There's multiple steps to your skincare. And again, everyone has different solution. Everyone has different answers. Oh, you guys don't know what it is. Okay, toner, the basic step is like this. You step out of the shower, you put toner first. Toner is basically a water with a little bit of a whatever mineral, whatever stickiness, whatever in it. And then you put moisturizer and then you put your serum. Toner gives you the moisture before you put the moisturizer. Moisturizer is the oil. It's basically lotion. It keeps your moisture in there. And lastly, your serum is the one that gives you vitamin. It's the one that gives you all the nutritions. Here's the thing. I've used all of these, but you know what conclusion I came to? It might be because I'm still in a relatively young age, but I think if you could, it's always better to use less products. So 13-step skincare, in my opinion, is actually bad for your skin. Ultimately, you want to reduce the steps as much as possible. Whether makeup, whether cleansing, whether moisturizing, the more you put on, it simply stresses your skin out the more. So even if you were to use vitamin C, even if you were to use, I think nowadays what's really popular is, what is that called? The one that makes you younger. The serum, similar to vitamin C. Retinol. Yes, any of those, guys, any of those, or even sunscreen. Guys, I told you, on top of that, you have to wear sunscreen. Putting too much is never ever good for your skin. The girlies in the chat, you guys have so much disadvantage. Do you know why? Guys never put makeup on, right? Well, generally most guys don't wear makeup. So for them, they don't even have to worry too much about cleansing. They just have to put on the moisturizer well and it's done. But for girls, if you don't remove your makeup well, then the remaining makeup, on top of that, you put serum, on top of that, you put moisturizer, and you're just building layer and layer of these unhealthy chemicals on top of your skin. So it's not about adding more. It's not about buying more products. It's about finding the right product for you and then getting rid of everything else. And now going into the cleansing part. So this was all the moisturizing part, right? And now the cleansing part. What cleanser do you guys use? Hold up, before I go, I'm black. Do someone know a good sunscreen I can use without becoming white? I actually could help you out, girl. I could help you out. Are you guys aware that there's two types of sunscreen? So there is a sunscreen, I don't know the English word for it, but in Korean, we call it 무기자차 and 유기자차. One is oil-based and other one is not oil-based. The 무기자차, I don't know what the English word for this, is the one where if you put on your face, you know those sunscreen that makes your skin very white? You know which one I'm talking about? The one that makes you look flaky, the one that makes you look like you're a ghost if you put on too much, the one that people put on at the beach, the super white one. So that's the sunscreen that people normally think of. Then there's a sunscreen that aren't like that. There's a sunscreen that doesn't give you that whitening effect. So if you're someone who have a tan skin, you know how it's annoying where you put the sunscreen and it's so obvious you put the sunscreen and people go like, oh, you have a bunch of sunscreens on your cheeks. So you have to pick the oily version. I actually have that. Let me show you. So these are the two different types of sunscreen that I'm talking about. This one is La Roche-Posay. I believe this is the regular type of sunscreen that we're referring to, one that gives you the whitening effect. So I'll put a little bit on my skin. This is the typical sunscreen, you know. What happens if you put this on your face? It does this, right? Do you guys see what's going on? It does this. I'm not saying this is bad. I'll explain the pros and cons later. It does this. Sometimes if you smear it well, it goes in, but it leaves like this. Meanwhile, there's this type. This one is Onion Fresh Fluid Sunscreen from Innisfree. This one's also a Korean product. By the way, this is not better. It's just different type. So it's still going to be white. You see, it's still going to be white, but this one, it doesn't give you the whitening effect. Do you see it? Do you see the difference versus this one and this one? I barely rubbed it a few times. This and this. You see the clear difference. So I'll explain what the difference between these two products are. This one, it creates a physical barrier. It physically creates a layer on top of your skin and it blocks the UV light. That's how this one works. And that's why it has the whitening effect. This one is more of a chemical one that goes inside your skin. It gets absorbed to your skin and it blocks from the inside of the skin. So this one, it only becomes effective a little bit after you put them on. Even if I put them on right now and I put the sunlight, it won't work. I have to wait until they absorb. I think you have to wait about 30 minutes to an hour until they fully absorb in. Meanwhile, this one, it works right away. Okay, you're pale Korean. It's probably going to look different on a black person. No. Don't worry, CC. The way they work is different. This one is the one that absorbs to your skin, so it won't. Like theoretically, it just doesn't give you a whitening effect. But, okay, then what is the bad part about this one? This is simply weaker. Does this make sense? There's a reason why people put this one when you go to the beach, because even though this looks a little bit uglier, it's stronger. This one is weaker. And also you have to wait until it gets absorbed into your skin for it to work. So you know how you're busy in the morning and right before you leave to work, you put on your sunscreen, you put on your moisturizer, and then you step out. If you step out right away, it won't work on you because you need to give it a time. So you need to put it 30 minutes before you step outside. Does that make sense? So that's the pro and con. I personally like using these, not even because of the whitening effect. You know what the better part about this one is? The whitening ones are way more sticky. You know that uncomfortable sunscreen sensation? That sticky, I hate that feeling. This one has a little bit less of that. But at the same time, you guys don't have to, follow me on this one. I personally think you should wear a mask. Because, guys, none of this skincare is gonna beat this. This is literally so much stronger. So, I recommend this. And okay. I won't even ask you guys to use a mask. At least avoid looking at the sun directly with your face. Where can I buy the mask? I bought it on Amazon. Guys, do you see where I'm coming from? At least avoid looking at the sun directly. Because when you look at the sun directly, then you're literally absorbing all that UV light. So at least try to go stand in the shade. At least wear a hat. You don't even have to protect your arms, legs. That's not what I'm talking about. Guys, that's fine. I think I don't put sunscreens on my legs and arms. It's just your face. And if you want to go a little bit more, you should also protect your neck. Because apparently the part that they can't fix with modern technology is your neck wrinkles. They can make your face not wrinkled with Botox and other things, but neck is very hard to fix. And in order to prevent the neck wrinkles, you also have to put on sunscreen on your neck. So when you put sunscreen, after you finish putting them on, do it like this. No, guys, you guys have to use the mask. The mask is the savior. But alright, moving to the cleansing idea. How do you guys cleanse your face? Do you guys do two-step cleansing? Oh, why do I not do body? I'm just lazy. You know, I care about my skin, but not enough to go that far. Because here's the thing. Okay. This connects to the cleansing. Do you know why I don't bother putting on sunscreen to my body? If you put sunscreen, you have to remove it. The removing part is the really annoying part. You have to remove it. And this is oil. Oil doesn't get removed unless you use an oil. So now we're getting into cleansing. You know how I think cleansing is mainly two parts. There's the soap part and there's the oil part. I use both. In fact, everyone should use both parts. So there's oil cleansing where you melt the existing oil on your face using the oil, and then there is the cleanser part where you wipe off all that oil. One is slippery, one is the not slippery one. Bar soap, that's it. You guys want to know scientifically why you shouldn't use bar soap? Because technically it feels like, oh, if I use bar soap, then my skin becomes super clean. It should be good to go. It's because when you remove all oil from your face, it actually exposes you to greater danger. Your skin is an organ. Are you guys aware of that? Your skin is the biggest organ in human body, and the layer of oil that's on your skin, it basically protects you from outside germs. There's germs everywhere. There's bacteria everywhere. There's bacteria on your blanket. There's bacteria on your water. Everywhere has bacteria. And oil blocks it. But once you remove all that oil, then you're just standing there bare naked and all the bacteria is like, it's my time to come in. That's why you break out like crazy, because you have no protection. It's very ironic where we have to keep the protection layer, but we also have to get rid of the old protection layer. You know blackheads? I struggled with blackheads all my life. Those tiny little on your pores, and not only do they look ugly, but they also make your pore bigger and bigger over time. Do you know why blackheads are black? It's because oil, they rot. Well, not rotting. 산화? I don't know what the word is in English. But if you leave an oil for a long time, they slowly turn darker and darker. And a lot of people use this thing called nose strip. You guys ever see those videos on Instagram where people remove acne, people remove blackheads, they squeeze them out, they push them out? Guys, those are satisfying, but you know how bad that is for your skin? It's such a terrible way. I know it's satisfying, but that's the number one way of ruining your skin. It is so bad for your skin. Because, you guys ever heard of the term, once your pore gets big, it never comes back? So, I think it might be better if we actually show the image. Formation of open pores. Perfect drawing right here. So this is how your skin layer looks like. Do you see the tiny oil layer? This is what I meant by oil layer. You usually have this pore. This is natural. All skin has pores in them. And then you get these blocked, dead skin cells, or sometimes this is oil, whatever. Some things block your pore. If you remove them, there's a bigger hole. And what this bigger hole leads to? Bigger blackheads. So your blackheads will get bigger and bigger if you remove them all of a sudden. Then Hyo-sang, what do we do? You have to slowly melt them. You can't physically push them out. That's bad. You have to slowly melt them. How do you melt an oil? Does oil get melted by water? No, never. If you use cleanser and water, you're never going to be able to get rid of blackheads. Guys, I've tried this a million times. Never, never. You have to use oil cleansing. Now, oil cleansing comes in multiple forms. One is there's cleansing oil, and there's also cleansing balm, and there's also cleansing water. There's also cleansing paper. There's so many. Which one do you guys use? I personally used all of them beside paper. Oh no, I have paper. Salicylic acid helps. Salicylic acid is the one that stops the oil from, it basically hinders your face from generating more of oil, but it's different from cleaning. Salicylic acid is not a cleaning effect in my opinion. So I've tried a different one. I ended up using cleansing oil, but I think cleansing balm also works very well. You know what the difficult part is? Your oil and my oil is a little bit different. Hold on, I accidentally kicked the camera. Everyone's oil is a little bit different. So in order to melt your blackheads, you need to have the same kind of oil. This is very non-scientific. This is just my research that I came up with my own way. You need to try out different oil cleanser to see which one actually melts your blackhead the best. Finding the right oil cleanser is really important because if you use oil cleanser incorrectly, do you know what happens? You break out even worse. Have you ever had that idea where you wanted to have a better skin, so you use oil cleansing, but then it actually makes your skin destroyed? I actually had to went through this so many times. I literally hate my life for it. Oil cleanser breaks you out like crazy. Because why? The job of oil cleansing was supposed to be cleaning out your bad oils and bad dead cells and things like that. But when you don't use it right, the oils that you used for cleansing actually get trapped in the regular pores and you actually get more and more trouble. So when you use oil cleansing, the most important part is washing the oil that you used to cleanse your face. I'll just straight up give the instruction. You go in the shower. First of all, this is just my rule. You guys don't have to follow. I never ever do oil cleansing outside of shower. Does that make sense? You only do oil cleansing while you're in shower. If you try to do oil cleansing while you're doing face washing like this, you know how there's washing face in the shower versus washing face on the sink? Sink doesn't rinse enough that I don't think is fit for oil cleansing. So you go in the shower. Obviously, number one thing, you need to wash your hair before you wash your face. Because if you wash all your face and then you wash your hair, the hair oil is going to get all over your face. There's no point. So wash your hair first and then get to your skin. I pump out actually a lot. Initially, I was scared, so I pump out a little bit, but it's okay to pump out a lot. Pump on your head, and on the tip of your fingers, I rub here. Oh, you turn off the water. You don't need to have water running. You rub around here. I forgot what this term was, but you basically roll your fingers. I don't actually apply cleansing oil to these areas of my face because I already have perfect skin. If you have perfect skin, please don't use oil cleansing unless you have makeup. So it depends on whether you have makeup or not. You do a little bit of this. And then you know what happens? Then they become pasta. They become like a pasta sauce. When you have pasta, you know how they flip the pan and you know how the sauces get thicker and thicker and creamier? You need to basically cream your skin oil. Initially, the oils are very transparent, but then as you do this, it's going to turn whiter and whiter. And you're going to be able to slowly feel the tiny blackheads. You're going to be able to sort of feel them. Yeah. And then you turn on the water for a little bit. Don't worry, girl. I'll get to you. Don't worry. I've also messed up as well. So you turn on a little bit of water, you rub it, you turn on a little bit of water, you rub it, you turn on a little bit of water, rub it, and then at the end, you rinse it all. Wow, guys, here's a very important sign that you rinsed your face well with the cleansing oil. Ideally, go to professional, yes. Guys, I thought if you use a cleansing oil, at the end of the oil stage, I thought it was still supposed to be oily. That means you're doing it wrong. If you use cleansing oil and you're using it right, by the end of it, you should get the same sensation as when you use a regular cleanser. The pick sensation. So if you use an oil cleanser and then your skin still feels like oily, that means you haven't washed out well. You need to rinse out better. I get worried these leftover oils. Wow, oh, guys, by the way, look at my skin. Do you see the difference? This was the sunscreen that I was talking about, and this was the absorbing one. These are becoming so flaky that I could actually, ew, do you see this? I imagine this on your face. So I only use this one if I go to beach or something because you don't want your skin to look like this. Meanwhile, this one, do you notice how you don't even see this one? It's not even because I put a little bit. Yeah. So anyway, going back to the cleansing, after you do the oil cleansing and this, okay, and then you put the regular cleanser on. I personally use a Korean cleanser, but cleanser, I think it doesn't matter too much. Most cleansers work. The only thing you have to avoid is certain cleansers are too strong. You have to avoid using something too strong because why? Again, you cannot damage your skin oil layer. Too much cleaning is bad. Yes. So a little bit, you melt a little bit of blackheads each day. You cleanse a little bit. You won't be able to see all the blackheads gone in one day. You'll be able to do it little by little, and the blackheads will slowly get smaller, and eventually your pores won't get enlarged. So someone else earlier said I already ruined my pores. What you have to do is slowly make your pores smaller again. I personally don't think pores get smaller. I heard scientifically it doesn't get smaller, but I think it only works if you're young enough. I think if you're young, then you still have your chance because your skin is still regenerating very fast. I also heard retinol or vitamin C helps, but yeah, those stuff. Do you dry off your hands and face and shower before cleansing oil? I used to do that. But I think it's more effective if you do that. But I don't think it's super necessary as long as your hand is not dripping with water. Yeah. Honestly, I think I could yap more about this. I don't know if you guys want to hear more about this. I'm afraid I'm throwing you guys too much of this information. And another thing is I'm not professional at this. I just had to go through a lot of trial and error because I also care about skincare and I just wanted to maintain a good skin. I just hope some of you guys are able to go through this without having as much trial and error as I do. Because no one wants to use their own face as an experimental page. I think, okay, let me continue just a little bit. Another important tip that I would have is after the oil cleansing and after the regular cleansing, one of the reasons why a lot of people break out is because of your towel. Are you guys aware your towel is not clean? Even if you put it in the laundry machine, even if you wash it, it doesn't get rid of the bacteria. Sometimes the laundry machine itself has the bacteria. Think about it. Right after you get out of the shower and before you put on the cleansing, before you put on the moisturizer, you know how your face is totally exposed? That's when you're most vulnerable. And then you put what? Bacteria and germ full of towel on your face and then you rub that thing? Guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna break out. Normally, ideally, you should have a clean towel. But sometimes when you have to live and share the laundry with other people, as in the washing machine, sometimes it's hard to completely get rid of the germs in your towels. What I do is I spend extra money and you're able to get these one-time face towels. These are not environmental friendly. You guys have to know this. Beauty doesn't always go with eco-friendly. If you want to be eco-friendly, don't even wash your face. Just don't even use cleansing. Don't even use lotion. But I'm talking about one of these. Face towel one-time use. I use actually exactly this one. I use this exact disposable face towel. These are big enough that you could almost use this twice. I don't recommend using it twice because for some reason I don't think it works well. But okay, so there's 50 of them for $18. I don't know if all of you guys could easily afford this. The reason why I'm saying this, I'm not trying to say you guys are poor, but these are the same price of a lotion or cleanser, but you don't get to use this as often because you have to use this at least once a day. But when you're, okay, what I would do is have one of these in your house. You don't have to use this every day, but when you think you're breaking out really badly and you want to get rid of all the possible variants that could be harming your face, then I would recommend you to use one of these clean towels. I think those are also good if you have to travel or if you have to use a towel that you don't trust. By the way, you could use that towel for your hair and other parts of the body. Only for your face, I would use a cleaner. Do you use rice for your face? Rice? Oh, some people use rice water to wash their face. But me personally, I don't use any of the natural products, such as putting cucumber or all of those. Guys, I'm not a big fan. I personally trust these pre-made products a little bit more. I know some people like the natural products, but I think there's pro and con. Hill, what do you recommend for forehead acne? Guys, okay, I know a lot of you guys here, including myself, don't we all struggle from acne? I think people who are watching this is not at the age where they worry too much about aging. You guys don't worry about wrinkles. I guess it depends on the person. What is your biggest face concern? Isn't it acne and pores? It's because your age is generally, I think our audience is 20s to 30s, even teens. we still struggle with acne a lot. In my opinion, acne are hormonal issues. Your hormones are the reasons why you get acne. And it's not even your fault. It's not even your fault. What happens is basically your hormones would rush your face to make this burst of oil. And your skin pores won't be able to handle that burst of oil and it gets trapped inside. Does this sort of make sense? I don't know how it feels like to be a girl, but I'm just making a guess. I know it's connected to hormones, so wouldn't you break out more when you know your hormones fluctuate? So, in my opinion, it's impossible for you to prevent your acne that comes from hormonal change. Instead, what you have to do is you have to know how to take care of it. Now I'm gonna share you guys a really key secret. Okay, I suddenly feel like one of those selling people. Guys, here's the thing. I have no reason to try to sell product to you guys. You know what this is? This is called Acne cream. It's a Korean product. It's called Acne cream. And this one is called Noskana. Guess what the names mean? Acne cream. And this is Noskana, Noskarna. Anyway, okay, it's not a sponsorship. Guys, please, I wish I got paid for this. I wish. But these are kind of pricey. You could buy them on Amazon. I think they're 20 or something. 10, 20. I forgot the exact price of them. Just put this on your acne. Right when you know how sometimes you could feel when certain acne are going to come up? You know the sensation, right? You could feel it like, oh, I think I'm going to get acne here. I could already feel it. You put bunch of them on before you go to sleep. Just like bunch of them. And it actually prevents the acne from coming up. Use code HYOSANG20 for 20% off your product. God, I wish. But yes, this Acne cream. This personally is a savior for me. Oh wait, another really important thing. I'm sure you guys are aware. When you have acne, you know you shouldn't use cleansing oil, correct? By the way, all of this comes into different play when you have makeup on. Ideally, you shouldn't wear makeup on top of an acne and cleanse it. But what did I tell you? Oil is very dangerous to play around. You could possibly cause more trouble. And using cleansing oil, it damages your skin. It stimulates, it attacks your skin. So you actually shouldn't use cleansing oil every day. You should use it. Sometimes people use it twice a week. Sometimes people use it every other day. I personally use it almost every day, but it depends on your individual case. Just don't think about it. I just have to say this. Never do this. Never get a cleansing oil and then never do this. Never. You're gonna break out like crazy. Use it very carefully in the beginning. Just start with a little bit at a time, and then little bit. Never pump and then yeah. So when you're having acne, number 1, don't use cleansing oil. Number 2, put this on before you go to sleep. Yes, this guy was supposed to go to Harvard, and now we know why. You low-key sound like a dermatologist that need a side hustle. My friend used this product like this. I'm sure there's other products like this, but personally, this was the most effective one I found. I wouldn't recommend using this too much, guys, because you know what the issue? This is medicine, guys. All medicine, in my opinion, if you overuse any medicine, your body becomes immune to the medicine. So as a result, the medicine works on you less over time. This is sort of scientific, sort of not scientific. What I'm saying is just don't overuse it. Use it only when you really need to. What is it? The products? I don't know what it's made out of. I'm not that professional. I just know it because it works. This is my lifesaver. I would recommend this over anything else today. This you could also buy on Amazon, guys. I am not trying to do advertisement or something, but Acne cream. You type on Amazon, it's $21. Buy this one. This is the one I bought. This acne gel, I also have this one. This one is to get rid of the white acne. Oh, there's so many things we have to study here, but you guys are aware that there's types of acne, right? Actually, I need to do a whole talk about this. You need to know different types of acne because or else you won't be able to defend yourself correctly from it. Did you also know that there's acne that you need to pop, and there's also acne that you should never pop? And there's a proper way of popping acne. Oh, there's so much. And these informations are so crucial because if you do it wrong, what does acne leave? It leaves you scars. Sometimes people get redness. Sometimes people get the holes in their skin. You know those people where right now, you know how my skin is smooth? But for some people, it goes in and out and in and out and in and out, kind of like a Lego. Like all of those are acne scars, ice pick scars. I think I have too much thing to say that we probably need to talk about this another day. But I'll probably do another content over this. Is it smooth or is it filter? I'll yeah. Obviously, I don't have a perfect skin. If I had perfect skin, then I'll be happy. But I would say relatively. Yeah. I have trouble on my nose a lot. Nose and here is where I have the biggest trouble. I literally hate my life because the T-zone haunts me down every day. Can you show me which one is the scar cream? Oh no, this one, yeah, this one is the acne one and this one's the scar one. Here's the thing, personally, this one, I didn't see a big benefit. That's just me. This one is very effective. This one, just think of it as an aftercare. I'll tell you how to use it. There's a 3-step for it. You put this on and when you feel like the acne is dead and you have the redness and decolorization, there's a part where after you finish getting a facial trouble, then the color pigment on that part is different from the other part of the skin. So you get this uneven skin. It usually gets fixed by time, but to promote that skin unbalance, you usually use these. It helps preventing scars and things. Oh, why does it look the same? It's slightly different. Slightly different. Is that hyperpigmentation? Uh-oh. Hyosang, that's a lot of advertising. When are you getting paid? I should stop advertising these for free. I'm gonna search different types of acnes on Pinterest. I think I should just do a content where I strictly talk about acnes, different types of acnes and what you should do. But anyway, I'm sorry I didn't get to share all with you guys. Again, I'm not a super professional. I don't have any medical degree on this. I'll just yap about this once in a while on stream. Can you advertise your music instead? By the way, guys, I'm a singer. Anyway, alright, we'll yap about this more. Hopefully this helped. Went from K-pop content to dermatologist content. I've been debating a lot on what content we should do. I've been always debating. You sing? That's crazy, Emily.